The next game that I'm going to show you is called Math Limbo. It's another extremely popular game on the Greg Tang website, and it's actually very related to Kakuma, it's very related to 10-Frame Mania, and that we are trying to find the numbers that work together to make another number. We're trying to use a number bond. But this game is also using what we call the associative property of addition. And if you're not sure what I mean by that, I want to kind of explain that first before we get into this game. So if we look here, we can see that we have the problem 3 plus 4 equals 7, which is a problem that we would all be able to do. Now we can also take that 4 though, and we can break it down using what we call a number bond to show 2 plus 2. So essentially 3 plus 4 is the same as 3 plus 2 plus 2 equals 7. Well, if we want to go through and regroup those different amounts, we could actually regroup the 3 plus 2 into its own kind of problem here. Plus 2 more equals 7. So we're starting to get that idea of using parentheses to offset parts of an equation. And then finally that leads us to a final 3 plus 2 is the same as 5, plus 2 more makes 7. So we can see that we have our original two problems of 3 plus 4 equals 7 is the same as 5 plus 2 equals 7 when we went through with the associative property and broke it down. Now that's kind of a long and complicated way to show that, to show something that students are actually doing very quickly in their heads using their mental math skills. But I wanted to show you that because in Math Limbo, students are going to have to be doing some of those things quickly and in their heads, and it's really kind of amazing what the mind can do once we learn some of these strategies. So in Math Limbo, you can learn how to play, or you can just jump straight into a game. Like the other games, there are different levels of difficulty. I'm going to go to one of the higher difficulty levels because you can kind of see what I was talking about there. And you can see that these are locked, so you have to play through these difficulty levels to unlock them. So essentially what you're going to do is you're going to get an addition sentence here, and these little bands up top here are breaking as time is running out. So essentially what you're trying to do is clear the board of all of these numbers before this thing breaks from these bands dropping. So we can see that we have 2 plus 12, which if we wanted to just take it for what it is, we would say 2 plus 12 is 14. Now we have 9 plus 5, which is also 14, but that's not available here. So what we could do is choose two numbers that make the same as 9 plus 5. It could be 9 and 5. It could also be 8 and 6. So essentially what you're doing here is you're trying to use that associative property, because eventually, and they do this on purpose, the numbers you need are not going to be up here. There's no 8. They just did that to me on purpose. I also don't have 6 and 2 that I can use, so I have to find something else that equals 8, 5, and 3. So you're going through and trying to use your associative property addition. I'm going to run out of time here, so you'll get to see what happens when I do that. But you're using your associative property of addition to try and find some of these same answers. Oh, so that drops, and I'm going to have to try again. So let's go ahead and do that really fast. Let's see how far we can get on this one. So we have 2 plus 2. Let's take it easy. It's 4. 3 plus 1 is also 4, but that's not available. So let's take 3 and 1. 12 plus 1 is 13. But 10 and 3 is also 13. Well, I have a 10, but I don't have a 3. So maybe I need to find another one, 7 and 6. 3 plus 4 equals 7. My 7 is gone, but 5 and 2 make 7. 4 plus 4 makes 8. 5 plus 4 makes 9. So we're getting a little easier here because we've gotten rid of some of our options as we've worked through this one. So as you work through, you are just going to end up coming with just some of these answers here, but you're really using that associative property of addition as you work through these. I really love this game. This is such a great way for students to understand some of the mental strategies that they are already doing in their heads, but really kind of put it into a context where they have to use them in order to be successful in this game.